Our channel is focused 100% on stories like this, giving you valuable information the media hides from you. Please, so you don't miss videos like this, subscribe to the channel and leave your like. It helps our work a lot. They told us the Human Genome Project was one of the greatest scientific achievements in modern history. From 1990 to 2003, teams of scientists across the globe mapped the DNA blueprint of human beings. It was celebrated as a triumph for medicine, for genetics, and for the future of humanity. But what if I told you that the story they gave us is only half of the truth? What if the Human Genome Project wasn't just about mapping genes, but about discovering something so forbidden, so disturbing that they had no choice but to hide it from the public? The official line is simple. The project sequenced 3 billion base pairs of DNA and identified about 20,000 to 25,000 human genes. But even at the time, scientists admitted that something was off. The numbers didn't add up. They expected more complexity. They expected a genetic code that reflected the superiority of human intelligence. Instead, they found something strange. Some sequences didn't make sense. Others appeared artificial. And then there were the gaps pieces of DNA they couldn't explain. This is where the theories begin. Some believe the project uncovered clear signs that human DNA is not purely natural. According to whispers from insiders, portions of the genome appear to have been engineered. The arrangement of certain sequences looks like code too orderly, too precise, to have emerged from random evolution. Could it be possible that we are not the product of nature alone, but of deliberate design? If so, who or what designed us? One of the most chilling claims comes from researchers who insist that hidden within the genome are markers of extraterrestrial origin.
Okay.
In 2013, a controversial paper suggested that junk DNA might contain a kind of embedded signal, like a signature left behind by whoever or whatever constructed the human race. Though mainstream science dismissed it, the idea has never died. What if the Human Genome Project uncovered undeniable proof that humanity's DNA was seeded, altered, or even written by beings not of this world? But aliens aren't the only possibility. Another theory suggests that the genome revealed disturbing truths about control. See, DNA is not just a blueprint for our bodies, it's also a potential switchboard for behavior, disease, and even thought. By mapping the entire code, governments and corporations gained the ultimate tool, the ability to rewrite humanity itself. Genetic engineering, cloning, mind manipulation all become possible when you hold the master key. Could the secrecy surrounding the project hide the fact that this knowledge is already being weaponized against us? Some believe it's because they saw in genetics the next battlefield, not bombs and bullets, but the manipulation of life itself. Imagine soldiers bred for war, populations sterilized at will, or diseases engineered to target specific groups. With the full map of the human genome, all of this moves from science fiction to potential reality. And then there's the dark question of longevity. Some insiders suggest that buried in the genome are codes for unlocking extreme lifespans, perhaps even immortality. If this knowledge were revealed, humanity would never be the same. But instead of sharing it with the world, the elite may have chosen to keep it for themselves. Think about it, the powerful, the wealthy, the untouchable few, living for centuries while the rest of us remain trapped in the cycle of aging and death. Could this be the real forbidden discovery, the key to eternal life, locked away by those who rule us? The secrecy only grows stranger when you consider what happened after 2003. The Human Genome Project declared victory. But the truth is that even today, 2 decades later, large parts of the genome remain unexplained. Scientists quietly admit that junk DNA, which makes up more than 98% of our genetic material, still has no clear function. But is it really junk? Or is it information, encoded instructions, or even a hidden language that we have been forbidden to decipher? Some conspiracy theorists argue that junk DNA is a form of biological encryption. It may be dormant code, waiting to be activated. Could this explain why certain frequencies, foods, or chemicals seem to influence human behavior in ways science can't explain? Could the genome itself contain switches for higher consciousness switches that governments and corporations desperately want to keep turned off? This idea links directly to ancient myths. Nearly every civilization speaks of humanity being created or modified by gods, sky beings, or advanced entities. The Sumerians wrote of the Anunnaki, who allegedly engineered humans as a worker race. The book of Genesis describes God shaping man from clay, breathing life into dust. What if these ancient stories weren't myths, but distorted memories of real events that left their mark in our DNA? Did the Human Genome Project uncover the fingerprints of these creators? Of course, if such knowledge were exposed, everything would collapse. Religions, governments, science, all of it would be shaken to its core. If humans were engineered, then evolution as we've been taught is incomplete. If junk DNA hides a higher potential, then we've been deliberately kept asleep. And if the genome holds keys to immortality, then those keys have been stolen from us. No wonder they chose to hide it. But the shadows only deepen. Around the same time the Human Genome Project ended, a parallel project emerged, the International HapMap Project. Designed to catalog genetic differences between populations, officially, it was about understanding disease. Unofficially, some suspect it was about control. By studying how genes vary among ethnic groups, the powers behind the curtain may have been searching for ways to target specific communities, tailoring medicine or weapons accordingly. Was this the first step in genetic warfare on a global scale? And consider this. If the genome revealed secrets about our origins, what else might it have revealed? Some say hidden sequences in human DNA appear to match no known earthly life forms. Could this mean that part of us, perhaps the most important part, 'tis alien? And if so, what does that say about where we came from and where we are going? Another chilling possibility is that the genome revealed evidence of prior civilizations. If humanity has risen and fallen before, traces of those ancient genetic experiments might still be within us. Perhaps the Human Genome Project found fragments of DNA that do not belong to modern humans at all, but to beings who lived long before recorded history. Could this be the true reason for silence, that our history is far older and stranger than we've ever been told? Meanwhile, companies like 23andMe and Ancestry.ina are now collecting millions of DNA samples from ordinary people. They tell us it's about finding our family trees, but what if it's about something more? What if these companies are continuing the forbidden research, mapping and cataloging every genome on Earth? If the original Human Genome Project uncovered secrets too dangerous to reveal, maybe these private databases are about extending that search quietly, secretly, without our consent. And here is where the conspiracy grows darkest. Some believe the Human Genome Project was never just about science, it was about control. Now once you know the code of life, you can edit it, manipulate it, even erase it. Could diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, or even pandemics already be under their control? Could cures exist but be hidden away, reserved only for the powerful? You control DNA, you control destiny. And if that power is in the hands of the few, the rest of us are nothing more than experiments. Think of it like this. If DNA is code, then we are programs. If we are programs, then someone somewhere wrote us. The Human Genome Project may have come closer than anyone to reading that original source code. When they did, perhaps they realized the truth, that humanity is not free, not natural, but designed. Designed for purposes we may never fully understand. But maybe that's exactly why they silenced the truth. Because if you knew you were designed, you might begin to ask by whom and for what purpose. You might begin to question authority, religion, even reality itself. You might realize that everything you've been taught about life, history, and power is part of a carefully constructed lie. And so, the forbidden knowledge remains locked away. The Human Genome Project is celebrated as a triumph. But its darker discoveries have been buried, hidden in classified files, whispered about only in conspiracy circles. The question is not whether they found something they did. The question is what they found, and why they decided the world wasn't ready to know. Perhaps one day the truth will surface. Perhaps one day we'll see the forbidden genome revealed, the full code unlocked, the mysteries of our DNA laid bare. Until then, we're left with fragments, theories, and suspicions. But deep down, we all sense it. The official story doesn't add up. Something is being kept from us. And maybe that something is the most important secret in human history. Our channel is focused 100% on stories like this, giving you valuable information the media hides from you. Please, so you don't miss videos like this, subscribe to the channel and leave your like. It helps our work a lot.